Okay, so today we're going to talk about therapy horror stories and why you need to be proactive. And when you get a new therapist for any kind of psychological disorder, you need to do your own homework and find out who's really treating you. Okay, so this is all redacted information because I can't dox people. So I blurred out whatever the things you can't like find out about or whatever because I don't need to go to jail. Okay, so here is the story, not for the faint of heart. So if you get triggered very easy due to certain things that scare you psychologically, do not watch this video. This is explicit language warning as well. Okay, so I've been through many different therapists trying to find a cure for anxiety disorder, panic disorder, panic attacks, and CPTSD, otherwise known as PTSD, with multiple reasons for trauma. And so I was desperate to find a therapist that could help me. And by the way, I've been down this road since 1994 and only found maybe one or two therapists that were really fantastic until I couldn't afford it anymore. Okay, fast forward 2 years ago when by the way, my insurance is lousy. If you guys out there who don't have insurance, or have insurance, know that when you're on limited economics, you are going to have trouble finding someone who's very good. So my insurance company had a list of about 200 different therapists I could choose from. I called 199, maybe I'm exaggerating, but close to it, and nobody was taking my insurance or said they were all filled up. Well, lo and behold, I went on some website called Psychology Today, which is very well known. It's legit. And you put in your zip code and you find a therapist on a filter. You can choose your insurance and who takes your insurance. So I finally found this clinic in a faraway place from where I live, maybe 50 miles away, that took my insurance. And I called the clinic up, and it was multiple different therapists under one building. And they said, "Oh, we have the perfect therapist for you. This person will be fantastic for you." And I said, "Oh, okay, all right, sign me up. Are you comfortable with a man?" "Okay, I'm fine. I can take a masculine or a man therapist. Okay, let's do this." So I'm talking to the guy. Red flags right away. He wouldn't give me his last name. Only call me by this first name. Okay, never got that before with a therapist. They always give you their last name. You can Google them. Well, this guy was ungoogleable. And I am very suspicious natured. And so I talked to this guy about things that were very sensitive that happened to me as a child. You can only guess. And he was at first fantastic because I'm like, wow, this guy really understands this. How does he understand this so well? Well, I got suspicious because he would never give me his last name. So I tried to figure out what his last name was. And I tricked him. And I tricked him into sending me an email, because if somebody sends you an email, it's Googleable, if you know what I mean. He sent me an email, and by accident, he sent me a message through the wrong email, the one that had his last name in it. And so, boom, the white light bulb went off above my head and said, "Now we'll find out who this man is," because I got a creepy feeling for some reason. Didn't know why. When I Googled him, his mugshots were all over Google. And yes, and it turns out the insurance company was paying for a registered 3 sex offender to give me therapy. Is this even legal? I don't know. So here we'll read the redacted. We're not going to give his name. We have his face covered for protection. Yeah, they're protected. We're not. Get it? People that were sort of assaulted or done, bad by these people get protected in society. Okay, here we go. Level 3 sex offender, now living in blah, 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 redacted. We got a tip from a concerned redacted reader alerting us that a level 3 sex offender is now living in the blah, blah, blah zip code, redacted. Redacted, age 46, has moved back to his mother's house on redacted border. After serving time for promoting and possessing an obscene sexual performance by a child under the age of 17 and disseminating indecent material to minors, In February, redacted. Redacted's home was searched and detectives discovered child pornography on his home computer. Between January, redacted, and February, redacted, redacted used the screen name Do It Now 666. I shit you not, that was his username. And arranged to meet a 15-year-old boy for sexual encounter in the bathroom of Borders Bookstore. Yes, Borders Bookstore is no longer safe, boys and girls, where redacted was an employee. Yes, they do background checks at Borders Bookstore. No, they don't. Okay, instead of meeting boy, redacted was greeted by an undercover investigator for the Redacted County District Attorney's Office. He was sentenced to 1 to 3 years in prison. That's it, by the way. And released on redacted. He initially moved to redacted, where it should be hell, where he was supervised on parole. Redacted is 6'3" in height, weighs blah, 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 has gray hair, blah, blah, blah. Under the Sex Offenders Registration and Act, sex offenders must register with the local police. Redacted is classified as a level 3 sex offender, meaning he has the highest risk of reoffense. Since he is living in the redacted police district, they have notified vulnerable populations in the vicinity of his home, including nursery schools, public schools, churches, or the Boy Scouts. Well, bookstores. Oh my God, can you imagine? This dude was working in a bookstore. We spoke to Detective Redacted of the Redacted Police Department, who said the neighborhood alerts are designed to let people know that the offender is in the community so they can take whatever action they feel appropriate. So, they also warned all the nursery schools and churches and what have you. But now, why was this person a therapist? How did this happen? So I called up the mental health facility where they gave this therapist to me. It's all different mental health people under one person who is the director. And I said, why did you give me a level 3 sex offender, knowing my history as being a victim of one of these bastards? And they told me, oh, we paid for a background check. I said, well, you should have paid me. And she said, oh, that's not true. And I said, go to your computer right now and type in Redacted's name. And she said, oh, well, I'm not near a computer right now. And I said, well, what the fuck is going on? And she said, oh, I can assure you this will never happen again. Tomorrow we'll give you a new therapist. And I said, go fuck yourself. And I never called them back again. But this is the dangers of not Googling your therapist, because you could end up talking to you could have been victimized by one of these creeps. And that's why I was like, why does he understand this so much? He's way too understanding and he knows too much about this stuff for me to feel like there's red flags thrown about. So this is my therapy horror story, and how you can protect yourself is by Googling. And if here's warning number 1, red flag, they don't give you their last name, only first name, there's something they're hiding. So this has scarred me actually, where every single time I get a therapist now, when my insurance company decides to find one that they'll pay, I feel like they're giving you the lowest quality people that they can find just to get rid of you, and the fact that level 3 sex offender was giving therapy, how is that even legal? Can somebody tell me in the comments below? I'm not saying all therapists are level 3 sex offenders, but be careful, be diligent, and if they don't give you their last name, run. Run as fast as you can. Thanks for listening to my rant. And hopefully my newest therapist, by the way, which I don't have his last name, they only gave me his first name. I will be finding out what his last name is soon. And hopefully he is not a level 3 sex offender. Thanks for watching.